field. We bring the energy. Ready to go.
Off the field, I build my brand.
At Jackson State, we make it happen.
State said one story, my brand tells another.
This is Jackson State. This is family.
This is the KC 1400 Collective. Tiger Nation, we need each of you to join the movement.
Be the team behind the team.
Support our NIL collective. Get signed up today.
Visit www.kc1400collective.com. VI love, go Tigers.
What's up, everybody? Happy game one post reaction. Hopefully everybody is doing good, man. Heck of a game, heck of a day. Whew, man, your boy is tired, man. I'm tired. I feel like I played today. But as I promised, I would be doing these post reactions. I won't be on long. I just wanted to come on and give you my immediate thoughts. Make sure you smash the like button as you come in. Smash the like button. Hit the like, share, subscribe if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube. Look, I know it's a lot going on right now. I got my phone on Swag TV right now watching the Labor Day Classic, Prairie View versus Texas Southern, 7-7 right now. Shout out to Howard for beating FAMU today. And my boy Tyreek Starks, man, you know, he led them boys on a 2-minute drive, on a 2-minute drill, man. Last 2 minutes of the game. Led them down there for a game-winning field goal. So shout out to them for that. Shout out to South Carolina State beating Wofford. Who else out there did something that was impressive today? Valley almost beat Southern, almost. But I didn't come here to talk to you guys about what happened around the conference. Just kind of want to come on in and get my thoughts together. Man, great atmosphere, man. First of all, shout out to Tiger Nation. Shout out to everybody that pulled up to the game. For a second, I thought it was going to be a very lightly attended game. As it got started, it was it looked like it wasn't going to be many fans there, but I was wrong. You know, eventually we wound up having a really good crowd that came out for game one. Man, it looked really good out there. It's always good when we show up in droves and really do what we do. The heat actually did pick up a little bit. It got a little hot out there, man. Yeah, she said the heat was atrocious. Listen, I ain't gonna say atrocious because atrocious is some of the stuff that we felt in game during camp. Look, 85, 86 degrees. Yeah, you still had a little humidity, but it could have been way, way, way worse. It could have been way worse, the heat, but it definitely got much hotter than what I expected it to be, as you can see. But Hampton handled it pretty well. They had some cramps toward the end of the game, but they're a pretty well conditioned team. I thought their strength and conditioning looked pretty superb playing against us. They weren't, you know, they made it a game. But we're going to talk all about it, give you my thought process. No, Jeremiah Williams did not play today. It was he was held out. Had a minor. He got banged up in camp, and just from a precautionary standpoint and a timetable of return, he is expected to return for next week. So give him one more extra week of rest. We felt pretty good about our defensive line and the depth, which it showed up today. I'm a little sinusy right now just because I was sweating like a mug, man, and then going in and out of the AC. So, you know, I got to let my body just kind of readjust to that. But definitely but a great atmosphere, though, man. It was great to be back in the vet. It was great to have another game. Jackson State, we continued our home winning streak. And I'll say this, got some, we got some good, we got some bad, we got some ugly. I'm gonna say this right off top though. I actually love this game for us. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I like the fact that we came away from this game feeling like we left something out there. You guys know we've been watching football for a long time. There's no way you're gonna be able to get everything in one game. I mean, hopefully you can get it. I'm sorry. Let me stop looking at this thing. I got distracted just then. No two games are the same. That's what I'm trying to say. No two games are the same. A lot to take away from this game, man. It was an absolute battle. It was a battle, man. It was a battle. Shout out to Hampton. Hampton came to play. They came to play, man. They played. They came to play. Yes, they did. They came to play, and we let them off the hook on some stuff. We're gonna look at the stats. We're gonna look at the box score real quick, and I tell you, man, it just was a dog fight, man, and you want that. You want that. I know we want to be there. Listen, I know we want to blow everybody out. My score prediction was what, 41-16. I didn't think it'd be a shutout. I really didn't. I didn't. I never thought it was going to be a shutout. I just felt like we had to get to know ourselves. I felt like some of our players had, we got 12 preseason all-SWAC players, and we just come off a national championship. We're talking about how good of what good talent we have in the room. And here we are in a situation where for the first time ever, we get to play together as a unit. What I'm not going to do is, and what we're not going to do is, I didn't come here to tear any players down or nothing like that. I just see opportunities, man. I see opportunities. We'll talk about our opportunities, and yes, we're absolutely going to celebrate our good stuff. I'm just taking my time with it because I'm telling you, I see a lot of people talking about play calling. I don't think play calling was an issue today. I just don't think so. And I say that because the plays that were called actually were good plays, but they weren't executed properly. I don't care what you're calling. If you're not getting push up front, if you're not blocking, if you're not making accurate passes, if you're not doing that type of stuff, it's going to look like the play calling is going to suck. But it absolutely, you have to execute the plays that are called. And what I mean by execution is the player has, if it's a pass, the wide receivers have to run their routes. The quarterback has to make accurate throws. The O-line has to block. There's a lot of things that has to happen in order to be successful on a play. We love to just say, oh, man, play calling. It's never about that. It's never just about that. Some plays don't make sense, but I didn't see that today. I'll be honest if I say that. I'm not trying to protect anyone I'm just going to give you guys what I saw, from my vantage point. And I saw where we struggled, we didn't execute. I saw where we had some opportunities on the O-line. It wasn't our best day, but we got it done when we needed to get it done. We had some good spots in the game. We had some real shaky spots in the game. And it's good because I feel like that's a game that if you're not humbled by your play today as a unit, we're talking about, I think now we lock in a little bit better. I don't want a Gremlin game like last year. I don't want a Gremlin game. Absolutely don't want a Gremlin game. I don't think we need a Gremlin game in order to get our stuff together. Once Hampton drove the ball down the field and all of a sudden it's a dogfight now. It's 14-14. in the fourth quarter. And it's like, oh boy, here we go. But I think the best drive of the game was the game after the drive after Hampton scored. We drove right down there and scored. Oh, yeah. You take away two big plays, the big run on fourth down by Isaiah Freeman, missed tackle. Tackle him at the 1, next play, touchdown. You take away the big pass. I don't even blame the defense for the second touchdown. I blame the offense because you can't go 3 and out. Your defense is out there giving you the ball back over and over and over and over and over again, and you're stalling on your offensive drives, and you're not giving them time to rest, right? So you put them back out there after 3 and out. Shucks, man. What do y'all want us to do? Now the sun is sunning, right? It's starting to pick up. And now give me 1 second. Let me blow my nose because I think I'm gonna have to. I got some stuff. I'm gonna be fine. It's just cold, hot, and I was soaking wet from sweating. Give me 1 second, fam. 1 second. So, all right, good deal. Now I can get going. Now I've been talking, trying to hold that in, like not keep sniffing, but eventually I had to just go and blow my nose. But nevertheless, but those are the keys, man. We come out, and even though we gave up that big drive to Hampton, we didn't get down. We kept fighting, and we got it back. Took a 14-7 lead. I do feel like we left some points out there. We didn't execute. And a championship team has to execute, big time players. It's cool to get the recognition, preseason this, preseason that. It's cool to get those accolades, but you got to show up in the game, and you got to prove those that made that call right. You have to. So, and listen, this was all to be expected. I love where we are. Let me say this, family. It's hard to win a game, man. It's hard. Winning is not easy. I know we want to be dominant, but this is a new unit. This is the 2025 Jackson State Tigers. And I got to tell you guys, man, this team has to learn how to win. They have to learn how to play together. They have to learn how to, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of little things that you have to do consistently over and over and over and over. You have to play for each other. I really wanted to see us in an adverse situation. That's why I'm happy tonight. I'm really happy, especially about winning, but I really wanted to see us face some adversity. And I wanted to see that. And I wasn't freaking out when it was 14-14. I was looking like, okay, here we go. Now let's see who we are. And I love the way we responded. Now, here's what I did. I haven't looked at anything. I haven't been on social media looking at people's comments. Excuse me. I haven't even looked in the chat to see what people are saying. I wanted to give my raw thoughts. But I feel really good about I see some things, and we're going to get into the specifics of it, but I see some really good things we can build up on. I see some things that I trust is going to get better, Wasn't the best day for our quarterback today, but he battled. I told him, I said, hey, man, way to stick it in there and stick it out and battle through the adversity. He seemed a bit off at times, got to get in a groove. So he was trying to find his groove and just wasn't coming, but he stayed in there. One thing I do love, he didn't turn the ball over. Yeah. I mean, so you have to look, we're going to look at the stat, 50% on passes today. Some of those balls I know he wants back. But look, you're going to have those games when you're not on. And sometimes you're just not going to be on. You still got to take care of the football. I don't feel like he did not put the ball in harm's way. And for that, that's great because guess what? That was one of my keys to the game. We won the turnover battle. We didn't turn the ball over today. So in a tight, adverse game, that's something you have to applaud. We love to talk about, listen, I can't go out there and play quarterback. So we always talk about it as if it's easy. If you don't know how to do it, not that I can't play quarterback. I mean, like, not that I don't know the quarterback position, but I don't have the skill set to go do that, even when I was younger, right? So I'm just saying, like, and y'all, please forgive me. This is happening in real time. So normally I kind of let my body reset. And after coming out there in that scorching heat, going into the AC, my body just reacts. And so I drink a bunch of water, take my Claritins and sleep it off. I'll be good tomorrow. Take a hot shower, sweat it out. I mean, not sweat it out, but it'll all clear out and we'll be good. But I say that because in regards to the quarterback play, is because the expectations are high. As I've communicated on several times that I want him to be in the top 3 to 5 players in the FCS at the quarterback position. And again, it's easy to critique. But can you find that silver lining and also give credit where credit is due? So I just think he's got to find his groove. And I think that I just love that drive. I keep going back to it. 14-14, we drove right down the field, man. I know we're going to talk about Ahmad Miller. Hell of a game from Ahmad Miller. As I've communicated several times on this channel, that I felt that Ahmad Miller was probably the most complete running back that we have in the running back room. Oh, yeah. So, again, hell of a game. He won Offensive Player of the game. But I'm saving that for the back end of what I want to say when I get into more specifics. But I want to start. At where I feel, the head of the snake, which is the quarterback position. I went and looked at the stats. Let's check it out real quick. So when you go look at the stats tonight, let's see. Let's go to the box score. I'm sharing my screen real quick. So what was he? 15 of 30 and 143 yards passing, no touchdowns. So no touchdowns, but also no interceptions or no fumbles. So for that, I'm happy about that. Some of that stuff is just timing stuff, and you got to get back into the flow of the game. And he was kind of banged up in camp a little bit, had a little moment. And I'm not going to say what that was, but from what I gathered, I felt like a little bit of that was still going on, but just kind of battling through that. Oh, my goodness, Tank Sutton took it to the house. They're gone. He gone. He's not going to catch him. Oh, he cut back in. So, one second, family. One second. Oh, yeah. Come on now, baby. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. So, with that being said, let's move to the O-line. I talked about the physicality. I felt like our O-line wasn't dominant today. We were dominant in spots, but collectively, I think they would even say we weren't dominant. We were good enough to win the game, but there go touchdown. Touchdown takes something. Good enough to win the game, but not dominant. Do I feel like we'll get there? Absolutely. I got great trust in Coach Manny Ramirez. 2 of our captains are gone from last year's team. Kurt Ford, Evan Henry, offensive line. Very important to everything that we did on offense last year. But you got some young pups that's getting their first major starts. Isaiah Villanueva starts at center. Aquarius White starts, I want to say his first start at right guard. Mason Barton, true sophomore, starting at your left tackle position. Quay Davis, Jr., at the right tackle position with, of course, DeAndre Towns Blue at the left guard. So, you know, the O-line plays 5-1. We had some moments. We have some opportunities there, but I love the unit. And the more they play with each other, the more they get game reps, the better they're going to get with it. So, again, when challenged, when called upon, we answered the bell, and I love that. But when you're talking about being dominant, you're talking about imposing your will and not waiting until you get hit. I felt like we counterpunched today. Now, there's some, you know, Floyd Mayweather is a counterpuncher, and he's never lost a fight. You got a lot of counterpunchers that are great skilled fighters, but for the most part, I like fighters that are aggressive and on attack. I'm not waiting for you to come hit me before I hit you, right? So I felt like we were counterpunching today. We took a blow and said, "All right, okay. Now let me stop playing now." But you can't take those chances. You shouldn't need the other team to do something to you to make you feel like you need to go ahead and lock in. And that's early. But I'm serious, man. I love it though. I love it right now because, again, nobody's gonna win or lose the SWAC in one game. Nobody is. There are some teams. I'm telling you guys, I don't ever feel bad about a win. I know there are some wins that feel today didn't feel like no loss. We are getting to know our team today. We're getting to know a lot about our team. You get what I'm saying? I don't think we try to keep teams in the game. Listen, we are a 28-14 team right now. I think our issue is, as fans, is we tend to be at war with who we think we are versus what we actually are. And right now, you are what you put on film until you change it. It doesn't matter what I think anymore. It doesn't matter what I've seen or again, in camp, you're just going against yourself. When you go out there on that field against another team that's trying to knock your head off, now you got to see who you are. So we had some really good scenarios, and I know that our coaches are going to clean it up. I know that they're going to work it. I know that our team is going to clean it up. That's what I meant to say. But I know that our coaches are really going to dissect the data and really, you know what I mean, put together a great plan of action to prepare for next week. Next week is going to be extremely tough. As I've said that, the toughest game on the schedule is going to be USF. It's going to be tough. They had a really good showing today with Mississippi State initially until Mississippi State eventually pulled off. But Brandon Braxton, you know, solid day at the office and did some good stuff. But I tell you, man, it was it's gonna be a tough day at the office. So, but with that being said, we're gonna get into the back end of the hour. We're gonna talk about the players that stood out, the players of the game. But I'm just trying to make sure I walk this thing down. The other key to the game was I talked about the turnover battle. I talked about establishing the physicality, and I talked about the play of the quarterback. So I think I've covered all three of those. Again, we got some opportunities. We left a lot of meat on the bone. 15 know that. That wasn't all-American. That wasn't an all-American performance. However, I have to commend him for taking care of the ball today. Playing tough, battling through it, didn't get his head down. Those are the little things that I absolutely love when it just isn't your day. Some days it's just not going to be your day. And today was part-time, not that, but part-time was that. Because, again, the last thing people remember is what you did after that. So that last drive was a great drive, a really good drive to move things in the right direction. Then the following drive, Ahmad Miller strikes, and boom, first play, he's gone. Now we up 28-14. Now we feeling good. So, again, I want to just see, bro, I want to see him build on that last scoring drive and continue to move forward. Now, we attacked in the running game today, And that's who we are, and that's okay. And he even dominated them with his legs, had some really good plays where he pulled the ball and ran with it and made the right plays. But too many 3-and-outs, too many wasted drives, too many just moments where we left things out there. It sucks when you get the fourth down and you know you could have got the first down, but we just didn't execute. We just didn't get it done right then. So our expectations at Jackson State are different than everybody else's. Everybody over there trying to catch Jackson State and do what we do. Yeah, you can talk about how well you played on week one or how well you didn't play week one. But at the end of the day, if you ain't got no hardware, if you've never been to the Celebration Bowl, you haven't won the SWAC in a month of Sundays, then everything is just talk. But we really do truly have championship expectations over here. So our conversation and our dialogue about what we're talking about is way different than everybody else. Everybody else chasing JSU. And we still sitting up there until we no longer, up there. So you don't want us to talk about, talk from the vantage point of being at the top of the totem pole, then come knock us down. But until then, that's the vantage point we talk about. The expectation is national championship. The expectation is to repeat. And so when I'm saying what I'm saying, it's based off of that standard, all right? It's based off of that standard. And the standard of winning was met, but the standard of execution was hit and miss today. And that's something we got to clean up. That's something we got to get better at. And that's something that I expect us to get better at and to improve in. So that's my take on the overall thought process of the game. If some other things come back to mind, I will mention it before I get off the stream. All right, so now I want to transition to the actual players of the game. So before I do that, though, I'm going to bring this back up and let's go through this box score real fast, and then we'll move on. So again, Jackson State wins 28-14. Let's look at the team stats real quick. Total yards 426. Total yards that we gave up 376. Not very good, not dominant, right? We gave up 200 plus. We gave up 201 on in passing yards, but we only had 143. We might have had another 150 yards out there that we left on the field today in passing yards. So that's something that I know we're going to get cleaned up. But 283 rushing yards. That's just who we are. We lost the time of possession, fourth downs. We didn't go for any third downs. We won that third down battle. First downs, they had 20, we had 19. The penalties got to get cleaned up. Double-digit penalties is not championship. It's not the standard. It's just not. Too many bonehead penalties. Too many penalties that took actual yards took yards and killed drives, so excuse me. But oh yeah, baby. Starting to drain now. Good deal. But nevertheless, let's go back to the stats. But when you look at the turnover battle, again, it's not showing right there. Let me go to this. See if I can't go to this real quick. Give me 1 second, fam. Give me 1 second. I don't know about that one. All right, here we go. Y'all can't see that. Let me share this real quick. 1 second. I'm gonna go back to this. Let's go to this PDF. Let's talk about this. I'm sure you guys can see this. So when we look at the box score, let me make sure you guys can see this before I move forward. All right, on the box score, you have, Isaiah Freeman, 100-plus rushing yards. Not good. It wasn't a good day at the office for us when it comes to that. But nevertheless, it was still pretty good stuff, though. It was still pretty good that we were able to stop him. Bend but don't break, right? I'm not going to get into much of the stats at this very moment. I want to get back to the team stats. Here we go. So for the full game, We ran the ball 32 times. They ran it 41 times. So they ran 8 more plays than we did. We had 62 plays. They had 70. I'd like to see us win that battle going forward. But let's talk about the stats real quick. So I'm not going to focus on them. If you want to see what they did, just go over there. I do want to highlight Ahmad Miller, man, offensive player of the game. I saw his pops. I saw brother Aubrey Miller, senior, at the game, and I told him, I said, man, I expect him to go crazy today. And I wasn't saying that just because it was his dad. You know, I was saying it because I really did feel like Ahmad Miller was going to have a really good game, just from everything that we've seen him do at camp and the way he's been dominating, man. So I just Ahmad is that dude, man. He's a dude, and he showed that today. Jacobian was the second leading rusher, 7 for 43, 6 yards per carry, but 17.2 yards per carry on the average, man. And listen, he only had 10 rushes. Imagine if that would have been 5. And Coach Gallen has a hell of a job on his hand to have to try. We got so many backs, man. Keenan Christian got in for a couple of runs. We didn't even see Nate Blunt get in today. I know he might be a little disappointed that he didn't get a chance to get some snaps. But my admonishment to him is to keep your head up, man. Keep the right attitude and continue to just be prepared and be ready to go when your number is called. Short day at the office for Travis Terrell. Got banged up a little bit, but he'll be back next game. The staff didn't feel like it was worth trying to force him to fight through that, get him up off his feet, because we're going to need him next week. So he had a great attitude at the end of the game, and he'll be ready to roll. So I saw a few of the questions out there, but it just got banged up. It was a little bit of nothing. He said, "Look, he's gonna soak in a little ice and a little Epsom salt. He'll be ready to go next game." So Travis Terrell will be back. Mari had a solid day at the office. He scored the first touchdown of the 2025 season. So whoever said that Amari Matthews was going to be the first one to score, congratulations, you are the winner on that. But receiving, we talk about how dominant the wide receiver room could be. Jonas Fertillion targeted 8 times with 5 catches. Shamar Savage targeted 6 times, 1 catch, 7 yards. Nate Rembert, 4 catches, 31 yards. Listen, the quarterback play directly affects the receiving core. So anytime you have a little bit of you leave some opportunities out there, the wide receivers are obviously going to be affected by it. I mean, that's just kind of how it goes. So it was just one of those days today. But I will admonish all the receivers to keep their head up. I don't want to see no pouting. I don't want to see no pouting, man. Your number one call, you didn't get what you felt like you should have got today. Cool. Be ready for the next game. I know how it goes. We want our stats. We want to get in. We want to play. We want to do all. I totally get it. But how do you respond in the face of adversity? Are you going to be prepared and ready to roll when it's go time, when it's your time to get called up on? You find yourself in a situation, your attitude isn't right. You get out there and you miss a block, or you get out there and you drop a ball, or you get out there and you fumble a ball, or you get out there and you miss a tackle because you lost your focus worrying about, what you felt like you should be getting. And then when you get called upon, you don't execute to the standard, right? So that's something that we just have to make sure that we're not doing, and we're not allowing ourselves to do anything like that. So Ahmad Miller just had a monster game. He was, again, offensive MVP. And, wow, it stated that today's attendance was 13,576. That was light. Looked good, though, but didn't see much on the visitor side. That's the official attendance according to the statistics on this page. So if you don't like that number and you didn't come to the game, come to the next game. You know, we want A.D. Robinson to give us home games, but then when we have them, we don't show up. You know, going to football games is not always going to be comfortable. Sometimes you're gonna if it's outside, you're gonna have to deal with the elements. You know, if it's you have to deal with parking, you have to walk, you have to stand in lines for concessions. It's all a part of it. So we like to give our opinion on that, but just know that your presence matters. You know, I thought the crowd did a really good job of trying to give the team some energy, give them some juice. Richard did a good job today of getting the crowd engaged. I thought it was pretty solid. No complaints there, but let's continue to not just only show up to the big games. If you're out of town, I get it. You know, some everybody's not able to travel like that. So, but if you're home, if you're local, and let's get to the games. Let's come and support these young brothers, man. And they did a really good job today, battling through their adversity and winning this game. So we're 1-0. That's the goal for every week. All right, moving right along. My next star of the game. I know we were asking a lot of questions. Well, I mean, I didn't. Listen. I'm not gonna get stuck on Richard. I just thought for what I was listening for, I thought that it was pretty solid. But I wasn't always out there. If the team went in, I was in with the team, so I might have missed some stuff as well. But it's all good. Next star of the game, brother Donovan Warren. Shout out to Donovan Warren, man, our punter. I know a lot of us was asking about Matt Noel, who's going to be that replacement. Let me tell you guys something, man. Donovan Warren was a star today. He was a special teams star today. And I'm talking about great lift height on the ball that led to an absolute muffed punt. That's how you get those muffed punts, right? You kick that bad baby all the way up in the air, and by the time you got the defense staring at his neck, man, Simon was kicking that thing out of the end zone. So I'm not going to let you return kicks. And our punter was doing a fantastic job, man. I know we don't always like to, you know what I'm saying, talk about kicking, but G-Baby, he was 4 for 4 on his field goals, and Donovan was rock solid today, man. I'm talking about just did a fantastic job today. Corey C and I were talking about Donovan on the sideline, just what great of a job that he did. 1 second. So yeah, that was my next player of the game, and that goes to, they didn't give a special teams player of the game award. They just gave offense and defense. But if there was a special teams award, again, I'm telling you guys, Donovan Warren, fantastic job. 7 punts for 313 yards with an average of 44.7. At 44.7 is great depending on where he was able to place it. He placed them inside the 10 multiple times, and the ball had good lift. When it hit the ground, it died. You know what I mean? It was good stuff, man. So they did return a couple of kicks, but Simon did a really good job. He averaged 59.4 yards per kick, and that was a true freshman. Had a great conversation with him. Just a really cool young man. He was just talking about how different it is to kick in college versus kicking in high school. So we had a freshman kicker that was kicking off was kicking off today. So good stuff for him. All right, next up, one of our favorite beloved channel, should I say one of our channel residents, brother Quincy Ivory, man. Big Q, man. Big QI. Or should I say IQ? Ivory Quincy. Man, huge shout out to Quincy Ivory, man. Defensive MVP, OMG family. Listen, he had a hell of a game, man. Absolute monster of a game. I thought he was the man. Before Ahmad did what he did, I was like, Quincy's our MVP of the game because of what he was able to get done. Look, man, he dominated, and I'm gonna pull up his stats here in just a second. and just wanted to show him some love. I know we were ready to talk about him right away, but I just want to say, man, Quincy, great job, man. And I just listen. That man played a hell of a game. Listen, he had 8 tackles, had 4 solo tackles. He finished with 3.5 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. I'm talking about, listen, man, that's a hell of a game. That is a monster game, man. So, first game in a Jackson State Tiger uniform. Always in the chat, chopping it up. And hey, man, proud of him, bro. I'm proud of Quincy, man. Quincy can be the lead, the sack leader of the conference, man. He really can be. He can be the defensive MVP of the season, and he got it in him. He got it in him, and if he played like he played today, boy, Jack State gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. And listen, Kanye Varner didn't even play today, right? He didn't play. He'll be back next week though. Trust and believe. So imagine, having another edge rusher coming off the edge with that kind of violence. And Quincy just had good technique, good fundamentals today, good patience. He got his hands on you. He went down. So I know he felt really good about what he was able to do. Yes, Stanley Cook got a sack. Absolutely. John Brown had a hell of a game today. Shout out to Kamari Rogers, man. Got that INT today. Got that interception. Now listen, y'all. I actually called it. And y'all can ask whoever the players that were sitting. I think it was Jared Lockhart. I called I said, man, we finna get a turnover right now. We finna get a time. Yes, time on. I'm not trying to mention all the people that got sacks, but good deal. Tymon, Stanley, Quincy. We had quite a few that got some sacks today. Good job to that. But I just lost my train of thought. I gotta stop looking at these comments because I'm kind of threw my flow off a little bit. But I said I called the turnover, and then right after that, I was like, man, go Sluggo, and I was like, no, just hand it off to Ahmad. I said Ahmad finna house call this thing. I said it. So he took it right up the middle because I felt like all he had to do was get past one tackler. If he got past the first level, make his move, he was gone. He got really good speed. So he is a home run threat. But nevertheless, it was hey, what up, Va? Man, tell Pooh to hit me up, man. Been trying to get. I ain't heard from my brother in a long time, man. I heard he's doing okay, but could be better. I just say it that way. Hit me up, Va. I'm gonna tell Pooh to holler at me, man. Seriously. But yeah, man, hell of a game from Quincy, man. Defensive MVP. And let's see, Jabari Jones is one of them dudes. He is, and I think he will continue to be. Say Ahmad Miller was doing last season for. Yep, he did. Yeah, man, hit me up, bro. Been thinking about bro, man. And I've talked to a couple of the homies, man, that kind of fill me in on some of the things that bro, was kind of dealing with. And they told me to reach out to you if I wanted to get in contact with him. So hit me up, bro, and we'll set something up. All right, let's see what they do next week. Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. But before we get to next week, I just wanted to make sure he got his flowers for the night, man. He definitely had a hell of a game, and we're gonna continue to, improve and get better. But that was a monster game by him, man. But next week we head off to Hattiesburg. We do. Now listen, we got about 15 minutes left. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this link. And I'm gonna invite you guys up to give your thoughts. Those are my initial reactions. I know I'll probably try to watch it again if I can. I'll go back and look at some things, and I'll have a little bit more meat. But I know, and TD will be obviously on Monday, and we'll be talking about it as a unit. But again, as I stated, I wanted to definitely I'm gonna have my post game reactions. And I don't want to spend too much time. I don't want this to be past an hour, but I'm gonna drop the link. If you got some pressing that you do want to speak on, again, if you're gonna come on the platform, be very respectful. Hold off on the cursing, and if you bash players, I'm gonna block you. So that don't mean you can't be critical of what you're seeing, but we ain't doing that stuff, man. Let's not do that at all. I don't get that no way. You know what I mean? Just being, let's we can have some decorum. I know we want everything to go the way we feel like it should go, but sometimes we got to see things as it is and just be able to critique it in a healthy manner and not necessarily be toxic stuff. So the link's open, man. If you got someone on the mind, but 1-0, I feel real good, man. I'm gonna sleep like a fat kid that got him a piece of cake with a full belly. We are 1-0, and it feels way better to be FAMU. Because I know y'all don't feel good tonight. Full throttle. Didn't even score a touchdown today. Jamie, what's on your mind, bro?
What's good, bro? How you doing, man?
Doing good. How you think? Talk to me.
Man, I think Jack State did well today. Really good opponent. That gave us a really good challenge. And I think the team. I like how the team got together toward the end and got that win out.
Yeah,
I think that proves a lot of growth and maturity. And I want to give a big shout out to Donovan Warren, man. I felt like he was an unsung hero today with the punting.
Yes, sir.
He did work when it came to the play. He put them in some really good. He put Hampton in some awkward, positions and situations. So I think he did a really good job.
Well said.
Shout out to Quincy Ivory. He did a wonderful job too, coming off that edge. I think Ashley Taylor did good too. I just hate they got that late hit like that, but
yeah, I mean that late hit was. Whew, I thought he could have let that go. I didn't think it was egregious.
Right.
I think it's just momentum. You know what I mean? But keep going though.
Yeah, it was a good challenge for JSU, man. I think Hampton was a very formidable opponent.
I totally agree with that. You know what I thought, bro? Because some of the players, when I scouted them, some of the players that was playing today, I didn't really see their name out there like that. You know what I mean? That was some of those guys that, you know how you have, if we could have a red shirt freshman that has been in the program for 2 years and win out at camp and dominate and get on the field, they can too. So I think they have a good foundation laid, man. And if they give Coach Boykin some time, that team played really poised. I thought they was really well coached.
Right.
And I think they're going to be solid in the CAA. Not sure how many games they might get. They might get their top blew off. But remember, that team last year was only 6-7, or 5-7, or something to that effect. For what I remember, 5-7, and I think it wasn't a lot of. It wasn't a lot of points that they lost by. They lost a lot of close games last year. So this is a different team. They're a lot younger. They got gutted in the portal, but it looks like they got a decent crop. But we're gonna see what they do. We'll follow them throughout their CAA run to see if that team was just. I still thought that we were way better. I felt like if we would have capitalized on at least 2 of those opportunities, we could have eclipsed the 40 mark. But that's neither here nor there. But go ahead, bro.
Right. I want to ask you a question too. Did you notice? It was a kid named Moultrie that played for Hampton too. That was from the same think as Desmond. Are they cousins or something?
It's a good question. I can't say if he is or he isn't. That's the kid that was at I think it was either Tyler Community College or something to that effect. He had a really good started off at Stephen F. Austin. And I think he went JUCO, had a really good JUCO run. Now he was in the scouting report. Had a good game. Had a good game for him though. Not sure. James, how you doing, bro?
I'm good. How you doing?
Doing good, baby.
Well, how both of y'all doing? I actually enjoyed the game. And the thing is, it showed Melda. I felt like this was a good first game opponent simply because of the conference that they play in. A lot of people talk about with Mike Vick, but they in the same conference, with Townsend and stuff like this. So I feel like there was a good worthy opponent. And I just feel like the brand of ball, not to say swag ball, but I just thought that they were gonna, they were gonna. The thing, what I was saying earlier in the comments was we get, it's a cliche, but everybody say, JSU by 40. And then when it doesn't happen, we critique the players and the coaches. So my thing is, y'all, okay, so we scored 28 points. We still were 14 points better than the opposition. So let's just say next week, because I sat by fans today that was so critical, and I was like, okay, so let's say we score more than 28 next week, but we lose. Then what we gonna say? So it's like, you got to take the good with the good, bad with the bad. It's teaching film, and it gives you, it's the first game. That's the thing. It's the first game of the year. The defense is there. The offense catches up. It started. I seen the potential last year after the first game, and it was so many people critical then, but you can see it in his teaching tape. We go out there and dominate somebody. Next week, I'm gonna tell you now, it ain't gonna be by 40 next week neither. So it's like, you just gotta take it and you get better from it. But also, if the fans are gonna always be so critical of the players, then we could be able to critique ourselves. I thought, and I know people got a lot going on or other stuff to do, but I just was like, man, I thought, defending national champs, we home
with it. Speak on it.
And I'm like, man, I'm thinking the fans were gonna be there. I look at the thing, I see it was 7-1 minutes. I'm like, man, okay, they gonna come on up in here slowly. Then I'm like, man, we 20 minutes. I'm, man, where's the fan? Then the game started. I look at the halftime, people leaving. Now, if you go to Hattiesburg next week and leave, that's shame on you, because we actually need that. We can do so much better. We talk a lot in these groups and these chats, but it didn't show there today. Like we talk so much, but we weren't there for the player. The players feed off there. We had some good recruits there. And I'm like, man, we come out to this, like, ain't nothing really going on in the city. If they want to party, you can do that after. But this is like our pro team, but that's what we say. But it's like, man, come on. Like, we can do better too. So that's what I was saying.
Thank you, bro. Very well said.
Yeah, so many people had so much to say today. But I was like, okay, well, and then I don't know, maybe don't. And a lot of times too, I appreciate what you do. Get to know your opponent. I know, I did all my study on Hampton. I knew we were 0-2 on them coming into the game. We have never beat them before. So it's like, man,
0-3.
The opponent. And 0-3. And I feel like Hampton gonna do good in a conference. So that's why I was like, man, respect the opponent, respect who we played. I know, we got our blue and white glasses on, as you say, but every game is not by 40. Everybody, these coaches, I agree with you. Yeah, this they livelihood. They gonna prepare. They watch film just like we do. So it's like, I understand that. I take the win. Alabama, a lot of people, Pittsburgh still a fan. All their games are not no blowouts. They on the edge of your seat. But those type of games, you got games where you blow people out. You got games to where, man, you got to, buck your chin strap and go. I respected that type of game. Thank Hampton for it. That was a good solid test going into next week. And like I say, next week not gonna be easy neither. So I just feel like I was proud of the team, and I feel like the fans, man, I was disappointed because it was so much negativity, man. These kids at the end of the day, they watch this stuff, they listen to what we say, man. Praise the boys, because it's a win. I look at the SWAC schools, a lot of the SWAC schools are 0-1. We sitting here 1-0. What are we complaining about? What are we complaining about? So, man,
right. I'm not buying that.
Yes, sir.
It's a day game.
Me neither at all.
Man, if you were really paying attention to the weather, like everybody that would had every intention on going to the game, been watching, man, this weather, even though it got a little hot, man, if it would have continued on the trend that it was on, bro, it would have been unbelievable. I was fine. Hell, I even had me a little Greenwood last night. You know what I'm saying? I was in the 80s. I'm gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying?
But you got to hydrate, Ken, going out there. Anyway.
I was loaded on water, Gatorade, all through it. I didn't catch no cramps, but I say this though, man. Man, very well said, James, bro. I really appreciate that, as well as you too, Jamie. I listen, TJ. I don't know what's going on with your audio, bro, because it's not allowing you to join. So you might have to do something with your audio. Then I can add you, TJ. So I don't.
Need me to drop out, Ken, or
no, there he
TJ?
is. No, here it is. How you doing, brother? What's going on?
What's going on, Ken? How you doing, man?
Hey, man, we want to know, baby. I feel great.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I just had to tell my cousin that, you know, he was disappointed about the game. I said, why be? Yeah, on the win. I told him like this. I said, look at this. I said, you had the number 1 team in the nation, PWI, against the number 2, 3 teams. They lost. I said, listen, we national champ, we won. What we tripping about, baby?
Listen, man. We are the defending national champs. Every single HBCU. Let me tell y'all something. Hell, USM ain't charging what they charging us to come there. They didn't charge Mississippi State the price they charged. You know why? They've been looking forward to that. They felt like they were gonna get their teeth kicked in by Mississippi State. They were hoping they had a chance to win, but they knew that they counted today's game as a loss before they got started. These folk excited about us coming to Hattiesburg next week. They are. They are.
They even shot the prices up.
Oh yeah, they taxing us, man, because they know we coming, right?
Yeah.
But let me say this. I said that to say this, man. Every team that's on our level is gonna give us their best shot. Right. It's like the Lakers tax or the Cowboys, or when you dealing with that team that everybody wants to beat. We already were that. Then we won the Celebration Bowl. And now these people didn't like us before we won the Celebration Bowl. They really don't like us now that we national champs and we got something to fight back with. Right? So
exactly.
They really want these teams are going. Forget that's just fans. But let's talk about the actual teams itself. If Jackson State, if we saying we are the standard, we are the barometer, we are the level that everybody need to get to at this particular point in time, then why wouldn't we expect everybody to give us their best?
Exactly.
Right? You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is Hampton came to play football today.
Right.
Hampton did not lay down and let us do what they wanted to do. They smacked us in the mouth. Right? They stole on us first. You know how you think you finna go, I'm gonna go whoop this joker, man. Let me go out here and handle it better. You go down there, pop, he's right in the face. Whoa, I wasn't expecting that. Now you got to get active now. And then when you look at the joker, you see the little joker he got good feet, and he got some firepower behind them fists. Now you gotta, all right, I gotta fight this joker for real now. I gotta get in my bag with him. So, man, listen, it is what it is.
Then the thing is too, Ken.
One thing. Aqua, you don't want to hear what I got to say. Because I said something to Nook today, and y'all may not like me for saying that. I said, hell, if I was AD, I'd go to 3 home games. I would just go chase money. Seriously, I would just go chase money. Because you losing bread at home.
That's true.
Ain't gonna show up. People ain't gonna buy no season ticket. You're going to complain anyway.
Wait, that's true.
All right.
So then I'm gonna give you something to complain. Now I know he's not gonna do that. He's not. I'm just saying.
But I was saying, like,
man, I don't want to go see no Hampton. Who Hampton? Where they at? Where they from? Virginia? Oh, no. I'm gonna go. When we play Alcorn?
Homecoming. Like I said,
when is homecoming? Oh yeah, I'm gonna go to that one. Tuskegee. Who? Nah, I ain't gonna go there. I ain't gonna go there. Child, it's too hot. I'm gonna stay at home for them.
Know your opponent.
Just say it.
But Ken, how did you like that up tempo offense? Oh man, it was a beautiful thing to see them last couple minutes, man. And we did it. I'm talking about, and we perfected it. Like I said, if we do this every game, just imagine who in the hell gonna beat us in the SWAC.
Well, right as of right now, Jackson State is Jackson State's worst enemy.
Right.
I was actually communicating some stuff that I wasn't trying to directly communicate. If y'all go back and watch the shows, I kept saying that we need to not think that we're good.
That's true.
We need to go play with a sense of urgency. We need to go. I really wanted to see us get punched in the mouth. I did, because I have a reason why I'm saying that. I think that our team, those players, we have a very, very talented team. Okay. Everybody is formidable against Jack State this year. Everybody. Valley, Alabama State. I don't see no other. I don't play the schedule in advance. We got USM next week. We don't know who the hell Alabama State going to be when we play them. Like, we don't know what's going to be going on with them. They can have an injury could derail your season. Hell, it happened to them last year, right? We don't know. Southern looked like Southern's quarterback went down today. Now, they played 3 quarterbacks today just to get through Valley. So one injury can derail an entire season. So, again, I love the up-tempo, bro. I love the fourth quarter offense. Let's see. Let's see if we continue and we're able to build up on that. But guess what we do know? I bet you we're not going to go to USM thinking like, man, we finna smack these boys. Somebody might think that. It ain't nothing wrong with the mindset, but it still takes away from – I don't like looking over opponents. I don't like – it doesn't matter what we say on this channel because we're not playing football. We're just giving our opinions. But I don't want the team feeling that way. And I'm not saying the team was – whatever. I'm just saying, like, it was a trap game. It was an official trap game today.
That's what I was saying too.
All right, and and I give big kudos to it.
Go ahead.
This was the perfect game to have a decent opponent to come and play us fresh off a Celebration Bowl win, because like. With a lot of teams, they mess up. They go schedule these Rudy pools and they blow them out by 50. Then the next week,
in Langston.
You know what I'm saying? And you be like, you don't know what you really got.
Finna get annihilated next week at Ohio State.
Oh
yeah. I actually give Hampton credit because once they scored that 14. So much of what our fans want to see, man. That's when we actually make the gas. And like I said, man, even it was a good game to me. People got some, but I was like, even at that
was a great game, bro.
It was. Game, man.
If you like football,
that was
you
a great
like
game.
Seeing a battle. Look, I know some of us want to play Madden on easy.
Exactly.
I don't want to play no Madden on no damn easy. I want to be challenged. I'm not saying that you don't want to go out there. I'm not saying you want to go out there and stink up the joint. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, you want to get to know your team. Like you said, who keeps saying, somebody say, bro, you want to know your opponent. I think that's you, James. Like, you want to know your opponent. Get to know your opponent. Take a look at who you're looking at. When I was watching Hampton, I was like, this team is well coached, bro.
I was saying the same thing. And I watched.
Well coached.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Watch highlights and
fundamentals, man. The fundamentals of tackling. I thought their strength and conditioning was solid. I didn't think that they handled the heat pretty well. They had a couple folk that cramp. We had a couple folk players that cramp. Indeed. I thought that was a good. Listen, I respect I got mad respect. I went and sought out a couple of players. I made sure I talked to coach and just said, hey, man, I got a great team, man. Wished them well in their conference, man, and it was good stuff, man. I enjoyed it. Now, listen, I know we had heartburns. Such and such didn't do what I feel like they should do. At this level, this person didn't do what I think they should do. The coach ran this when we should have ran. What are we doing? I get it. And I did some of that too.
Yes, sir.
But in the end, if that scoreboard, if we got one more point than the other team, that's a Celebration Bowl.
I say JSU power. As long as we got more than another team. I don't go by no. I don't have it. I just want to win. And another thing too was, like you say, knowing your opponent. They led their conference last year in defense. Now I know they lost a lot of players, but that, like I say, that was a good team. They were solid, like you say, fundamentally sound. They had a plan. They stick to it. They executed. So I mean, I feel like we really weathered the storm. And like I say, man, kudos to the coaches. The players too, because it's contagious.
Yeah.
They score, we go back to score. Then we get a pick. Then we score. It was just contagious. So it like unraveled for them, like how FAMU did at the end of last year. Like it just unraveled.
But like they did today.
Yeah.
Hey, who would you rather be, a tiger or a rattler? Oh, I know them folk hurt. Boy, y'all went back to the Orange Blossom Classic just to score 3 field goals. And then you got beat by a field goal. EA, how you feeling over there, my boy? Shout out to my boy Ty Stotts. Once a tiger, always a tiger. You must forgot, EA, we brag different. So I feel good. We're in the winning column. We're in the winners column, and our streak stays alive. Next time we play an event, we're gonna be playing against Tuskegee, and we know what the expectations of that game is, but we got to go down to Hattiesburg first. But go ahead.
And Ken, and I'm about to get off, man. I'm gonna tell you something. I used to do that same thing last year, man. Be like, man, what is we doing? This, that, and the third. And, you know, my pops he's an Omega man. You know what I'm saying? And he told me he was like, son, you know something about see it through? I was like, no. He said, I want you to look it up by Edgar Guest. It's a poem called See It Through. I feel like every team needs that in they locker room, just on they little locker, see it through. Cause you know what I'm saying? Cause you know people, you know, you go through stuff, it's ups and downs through the season. But when you get to that point, just read that poem and just tell them to see it through. You know what I'm saying? Weather that storm.
Man, that was beautiful, man. I appreciate that, bro. I gotta go check that out myself, man. No, man, I agree with that. And we'll get ready to have our closing remarks, and we'll get off this for the night, and then we'll be back on Monday night. But man, these young men battled it out since the spring, man. And you get a chance to go out there, and now they get to stack the days. This was the pop quiz. This was the test. And then they saw, okay. I was sitting there listening to a player that was on the field, a starter, and he said this. He was like, damn, man, I gotta stay locked in, man. He's like, man, every time I think that they finna pass, they run. Every time they run, I think they run it, they pass. I said, listen, that's called having a good game plan. You don't want to be predictable. So that means they coaches did a good job of scouting us. We did a good job of potentially putting together a game plan, but it was kind of good to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, hey, stick it out, keep battling. You know, eventually you're gonna see something. But the defense played lights out with -2 big plays, but they were on the field a lot. You know, so overall, man, 1-0. I'm good with what I saw. I'm good. Not, you know, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the ugly, because you get to take it and you get to work on it and build on it, and you get to formulate. It was a lot of great takeaways from this game, bro.
It was.
We got some dudes on this team, y'all. Oh my goodness, we got some dudes, and it's okay because we also got some guys that we know are dudes, and we've seen them deal in a Jack State Tiger uniform, and maybe today wasn't their day, but you know what they can do on the field at a high level, and you know what I'm saying. So that's where the coaching piece comes into play at. It was cool to see Coach Manny over there with those big offensive linemen working through some things. It was cool to see Coach Jackson talking to the interior defensive lineman. Shout out to brother Stanley Cooks, got his first sack. Right, you know, his college career. I'm happy for him, man. Tymon, you know, doing his thing in the interior. Jalen Ware, Lacey, them boys are buoy. Them boys is balling today. Even saw Wayne get out there and make some things shake today. Wayne Patterson, the true freshman. So we got some things to build up on. Again, sexy wins only help your ability to talk shit in these damn chat rooms. The coaches and the players don't play football, so us to win online Twitter and Facebook battles. The hell with that stuff, man. The objective is to win, and if we win, we get to live to fight another day. Here's an initiative for you. Donate $28 to the collective, so you can either get some better players or donate it to the university. Let's get back to doing that again, right? If you can't make it to the game, let's get back to $1 per point, $28. Send it to the pot you want to send it to. If you want to send it to the KC 1400 Collective, you can go to Giblify. You can do that. If you want to donate it to the channel, you can do that. Or you can just go to JSU Athletics and you can donate it that way, right? But anyway, that's all I got, man. That's my reaction right now. Again, I know I'm gonna be able to sleep on it, and then I'm gonna see a lot of things and I'm gonna hear a lot of things that I didn't say. That's the cool thing about Monday. So listen, if you got some things on your heart that you want to express, come on Monday night and let's talk about it. Doc, I saw you, man. Great meeting you, Mom, man. Great work as always, man. And y'all got anything else before we get up out of here?
Ken, you say you went to Madison Central, right?
I did. My junior and senior year, I graduated from Madison Central. Yep. Okay,
because I got a cousin that played football for Madison Central named Adrian Brown. He played linebacker.
Damn, I remember Adrian Brown. What year was he there, though?
Y'all about the same age.
Adrian Brown.
Yep, number 44. Y'all about the same age.
Well, I mean, I'm 43.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. If you
it kind of matters. It kind of matters. I was only there 2 years, so I graduated in 2000.
Okay.
Yeah, I graduated in 2000. I was there from 98 to 2000. So if he wasn't there then, I don't know him.
Okay.
So, but I was at Merle 96 to 98. So.
Yeah, because I graduated from Merle too. I actually played for Coach Grady, played for Coach Rogers, I played for Coach Pratt. I played with just Jack State Tigers, man. It was in me.
There you go, man. I love it.
1400, John
1400.
100 Merle Drive, and it all correlate, ain't you? So that's what I tell you. But my whole thing is, I'm glad for the reaction because it's not an overreaction by me. We're gonna be good, like I say, and I just asked the fans to please come next week, like for real. And be
you ain't got to tell them folk. Them folk gonna be in Hattiesburg, man.
They are. But yeah, man, just home away. We just man.
But let me say this though, we always hit the road. I think the travel Tigers are always usually at home too, though. A lot of the travel Tigers are at home.
Rode the bus with them.
Yeah. So when we're talking about fans coming to the games, we're actually talking about the fans that used to come that don't come. I'm amazed at the amount of people I talked to. I mean, you going to the game? They were like, nah. What you got going on, bro? Ain't nothing else going on.
You say
I'm gonna chill.
Like you can't get mad at them. I'm like, man. I just leave it
alone. What it is, like people just in their own little silos right now. The world is a little different, so we ain't knocking them. But if you can make it, come on out, man. The fans, trust me, it looks better and it feels better, and the players feed off of it. So that's all I got tonight, man. You got anything else, Jane, before we close out?
Oh no, I just enjoyed the chat and just enjoy talking. And like I tell everybody, man, we're gonna be fine. I see y'all in Hattiesburg next week, and just keep your thing going. Like you say, we want to know. So that's all that matters to me. That's it.
It is, bro. Hey, family, we appreciate it. Jack State wins 28-14 over Hampton. That's my initial reaction. Appreciate you for coming up, James. I'll see you guys on Monday night with TD. And listen, we'll come on and do a full show, and we'll talk all about the latest and greatest from Tigerland. As always, man, I appreciate the support. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. If you watch it on Facebook, watch it on Twitter, wherever you're getting your content from, head over to YouTube, KC 1400 Media. Hit that subscribe button, man. We appreciate it. I love. Go Tigers.
On the field, we bring the energy. Ready to go.
Off the field, I build my brand.
At Jackson State, we make it happen.
They said one story, my brand tells another.
This is Jackson State.
This is family.
This is the KC 1400 Collective. Tiger Nation, we need each of you to join the movement.
Be the team behind the team.
Support our NIL collective. Get signed up today.
Visit www.kc1400collective.com. Be our love. Go Tigers.